So I finished, well, I haven't completely finished, but my project in the bathroom, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It turned out so good. I can't even believe it. It's so crazy when you do these things and you see the improvement and stuff. It's so exciting. I think that, everybody should own a home. I mean, I don't know where this, like, oh, I own everything and I'll let you borrow my space, and then they yank it out from under you and stuff. I don't get, well, I mean, I get it, but yeah, I mean, it's just, crimes against humanity right there. Everybody should have their own piece of nature to tend to. Everybody should have their own home to not only feel like you have something, but you also, I mean, home is such a basic thing for people, like everybody needs a home. Some, even if you're just going to put a pair of shoes there or something. Sure, you don't wear the same shoes all year. But also the thing is, to me, is, your creativity to create your own home, to whatever space you have, to create something that, expresses how you feel comfortable or want to see things or what you want to see when you're sitting or whatever, But it's, unique and individual to each person. And there's so many people who miss out on just that creating space. I don't know. I really like creating space. And it is so fun to transform a room. Oh my gosh. I can't believe, like they'll say, if you want to redo your kitchen or your bathroom or whatever, if you want to sell your house and you redo these rooms, it's going to cost you like $20,000, but you'll raise your house $40,000 or whatever. And the improvements I've done have updated it so much, and it has been by like painting and changing lights and stuff like that. I even painted my kitchen counters, and it looks legit, like it's a real kitchen counter. It doesn't look like somebody, and I painted my kitchen cabinets, changed the knobs, bought new appliances, put in a new light. Oh my God, transformed that room. Bathroom is not done yet because I still have a big job I have to take out the tub and the floor. And there's speculation to moving the pipes inside because of the freezing. But anyways, they're freezing over a couple times, because this was never a home. So it was just left to freeze in the winter at times, apparently, and it caused damage at different times. But so the tiles in the bathroom are, wonky. You can feel them like they kind of crack when you step under them. But when I moved in and it was flooding and they could see in, they said as far as they could reach, the subfloor was fucked. And I was lucky I didn't just go through the floor to find out. But so that job is going to be pretty big because I got to take out the tub and take out some of the subfloor, possibly move the pipes, and then put in a new floor, and then replace the hot water heater. And then that room, but the transformation I've made in it still, like, I've more than doubled my price of my house in just, a couple of years. It is, and I know all that's being reevaluated, and I know this is old paradigm and stuff like that. I know that's kind of focusing on the three-dimensional thing. I don't like to talk about the money or any of that kind of stuff because it's all, their money, their calendars, their time, their clocks, all of it is going away. We don't need their bullshit anymore. They had their turn with us. Now we get a turn with ourselves. So, and I know everybody's going to be getting houses and stuff like that. This morning, my mom was talking again about, oh, so-and-so has bought up all the land and blah, blah, blah. And they bought it all there, and they're, I mean, we can see what their plan was. I mean, we know now what they were doing. But luckily, we did have certain people step in, even though we all didn't know what was really going on. There was people who did, and they stepped in to, the best thing about 2020, man, the best thing about that guy, for how much I didn't like him in the beginning, I love that guy so much. He just, he opened my eyes to this fake ass world. When I saw what they were doing to him, then it was like, what? I thought the news was supposed to tell you like the truth. I mean, we're trusting these people? Like what? And then, and I don't normally watch the news. And it was only during COVID that I started seeing the stuff. And I don't even remember, because I wasn't watching the news, how I started seeing that it was being misreported. It was probably on social media, and I saw what people were saying, and then I was seeing that, the editing and the misreported and facts changed and all the bullshit. Like, oh, because if you went in and listened with your own ears and watched with your own eyes, you saw a huge discrepancy in what they were saying was happening and what was really happening. And then I really liked it. Then when you kind of got into the groove with this guy, and you saw him constantly taking the piss with the deep state and the players and stuff like that. Oh, gosh. Yeah. 2020 was really, it was a good year. Even though it's been very isolating and being very alone, it's been so great for my spiritual growth, and so great for me to be able to see like my own resilience and, the stuff I've gone on and done. I don't know how to do it. It's not like I knew how to do any of this stuff. And, I mean, changing out the bathroom sink, and then, taking it out. Like, I had to watch a YouTube video. I'm looking at, I'm trying to figure it out. And, it's kind of weird, you're yanking on this thing and, and you're like, oh my God, am I doing this wrong? Am I about to pull the pipes out of the walls? Like, what the fuck is happening? And then my top is like this old fashioned tiles that they did. And I really liked them. So I wanted to, keep it. I didn't want to change out the whole thing. And, but I had to do some repair on the tile. It was a lot of work to try and do it, of stuff, that I didn't have any idea. I did a whole giant mosaic table. I had no idea how to do it. Just went and looked it up. And I just think, that's something that people are missing out on. And I know that there was a lot of people like me through 2020 who got locked down and were like, what am I going to do? I got to do something. I've been to people's houses and seen some of the stuff that, that people have done. This one woman, man, she made this really cool garden outside. She said when it went into, the shutdown and everything, and she couldn't go to work and stuff, she just started, and she'd never done any gardening. And she was like, and I saw her place because she was giving away cuts. And so she's like, come by. And so she was telling us, I was like, oh my gosh, this place is crazy. It was so nice. But there was a lot of people who, spend their time. And that is why I feel bad, like people who were, stuck in little, like, what do they call those little tiny apartments? Are they called like lofts? No, that's studio apartments and stuff. I was hearing stories about like, there was studio and 1-bedroom apartments with multiple people living in them and stuck in these tiny spaces, couldn't go out and stuff like that. People were just going crazy. And then plus the fear, like people go completely crazy. They forget that, we're all going to die. There is no dying, prematurely. You can die too young, what we consider too young. But, if you come and you do what you came to do, you're not sticking around. You got other lives to go live. You got other shit to do, and the people who are here with you who experienced that loss, that is why they're there, to experience that loss, because it's going to help them grow. It's going to propel them into a status that they weren't at before, because this is all about, learning, experiencing, understanding. And there's something, I always get that thing where I get like a couple thoughts that come in at once, and it's like, wait, what? I can't think of it. But it makes me, I forget all the time what I'm talking about. But there's not all just bad things about brain injury. I mean, at the time when I first got it, I thought, there's no positive. This is horrible. But, there's positives. I mean, it completely changed my life. I was miserable in my life before. I was miserable being a nurse. Oh, it was horrible. It was not. All these women who were there because they want to heal the world, and I've wanted to be a nurse my whole life. I just want to help people. What? I don't fucking like sick people. They're whiny. They're annoying. I'm not here for to help the sick people. I'm here to get a big paycheck and have job security. Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. That's for sure. And it was pretty miserable. And, but then when I lost it, because that became, you identify with that. And when I lost it, though, that was very, that was the beginning. And, it's so crazy because I just think like, man, the universe will go to extreme measures. I mean, that could have been part of what I was supposed to do, no matter what, was to have a disability injury or whatever. But also that they will, if you're on the wrong path, they'll do everything to keep knocking you back, and they've got no problem having you have a car wreck and, break your legs and have to be in a hospital bed or whatever to keep you from going down that path. And that's what I try to tell people when they just keep having these things, and it's just like, one car wreck after another, or it's just like this one thing after another, and they keep trying and trying. It's like the universe is telling you, you're going the wrong direction. Try something new. Don't keep fighting the current. They're not going to let you. You came here. All souls come here with you've already determined what you're going to do. You know what you came here for, and inside we know that. That's why if we connect inside, but we've been so disconnected, was because we've been so distracted with their bullshit. They've been fucking with our heads. They've been, use psychologists that that guy back in Germany used. They do things to hurt us on purpose. We're a science project. And there's just started talking about so many things at once, but it's like, oh, well, do I want to finish that? Oh, do I want to say that? But anyways, every time I breathe, I can hear this belt. Anyways, I just think that that the universe will knock you on your path if you just constantly keep fighting. Redirect yourself, look in another direction, and all the stuff that is happening right now is to get you on your right path. And you do, as a soul, you do have it. It's like contracted out. Like, people think because we can touch and all these tactical or well, you know what I mean, we can touch and smell and all that stuff and have sensations in bodies and everything, that this is real. This is the real world. This is the real life. This is all there is. It's like, no, this isn't even our real life. Our real life is what we consider dead. That's our real life, because it's not dead. It's not like what we consider dead. It's all manipulation of language and words and our mind, and to keep us, so that we can't connect. But if you can connect, you can get on your right path. And, as you do these contracts with all these people, we're going to all experience this, and I'll help you with this, and, all that stuff. And then you have all your guides and your ancestors and your friends, all these souls that, you love and they love you, all going and helping you too. And they're all out there talking to you all the time. Some of them, they may move stuff. I mean, I've definitely heard of that a lot. Some energy, yeah, it's definitely strong enough to move stuff. You know what I was thinking about too? Because yesterday when I was talking about that, I keep forgetting what he that David Wilcock calls that, thing. It's from the Sumerian tablets. I feel sure about that, but Savartha or something like that. It's a solar flash, but it's what they called it, and what they talked about with the, because they didn't just say, oh, there's gonna be a solar flash that's gonna kill you guys or what, anything like that. No, it was it's a cycle, and they explain all that stuff. But in the cycle that it's going to be the solar flash, and we're gonna flip our axis and all that stuff. And I've heard so many people talk about this for so many years, and it's at times it's had me totally freaked out. At times it's had me like desperately trying to tell my family, you got to raise your vibration, come on. And they just, I was like, oh, no wonder they all think I'm crazy. But there's so much of my stuff is just about release and trust, and I got to keep telling myself too, no matter what happens right now, bad shit is happening to people. A lot of bad shit is going on with these. Oh, it's fucked, man. It's so fucked. And I got to just trust, that no matter, it's going to make me cry. I can't talk about it really. There's so many people, and they're just saying, like, there's just going to be this one outcome. And I don't want to give it that energy. As many of us as can. I want to give it the energy that it's going to be the smallest amount of fatalities possible. That the most people get to go on. But, we got to remember that the people that aren't going on is that there was something they were trying to, help other people learn. And, and one of the things that I had heard about when I was watching, because this is back when I first was waking up, and I was watching, I was looking about stuff about reincarnation, because I'm, and it had taken such leaps and bounds, because when I always claimed it, like, and everybody always thought I was some kind of crazy person. I can't even tell you how many people over reincarnation have told me I'm crazy. Over believing in aliens and reincarnation. I've been a laughing stock, many a times. And this is who I am. This person who I am. I'm not putting this person on to play this. This is who I am at a party. That's why when my daughter, the other day when I was meeting her guy, and she's like, oh my God, you got her started. Because this is who I am, And so, what was I going to say? Gosh dang it. It was something I really wanted to say. Hopefully it'll come back to me then. But I do want to stay positive, and I don't want to give energy to some of that stuff that there's so many people who just keep saying it. And I am very much a proponent for, if we give it our focus, we give it our energy, we will make it happen. A lot of the stuff that has gone on through humanity, the collective have made it happen, and they don't understand their own power. They don't understand how energy works. They're also focused on this fairy tale that they've been fed to control them, and they don't. There's so many people who think they're connected, but they're really connected to a paradigm. They're connected to a rule book. And, it's going to be exciting to have so much of that stuff, actually out there, so we can actually look at it and decide for ourselves, because I know there's, stories that have been told throughout the ages. There's been many people who have tried to communicate for us to be able to read at this point, just like, all the books being written now for, it's not just for us to read today, it's for generations to come, all bodies of work out there, all things are for not just us. It's like an imprint of history of us, of who and what we are at this time, And, so there's lots of information out there. There's lots of confirmation out there. It just takes doing some research. Like I just I started looking into this stuff so much. Like when I was having my, I don't even know. I guess it was called the darks. I think most people refer to it as like the dark night of the soul. Because after that brain injury, I went through that whole year with just extreme loss. It was just loss. I lost my house and everything, and all I had thought, like, oh, I just got to do this. I just got to work this job. I got to do this, and I'm going to do that. I had my whole plan. And then stuff happens, and it just says, you don't need a plan. We got other plans for you, so forget about your plan. And when it happens, you're like, what the fuck? The world is out against me. I'm trying so hard. And, but, I feel like so much more stuff just started making so much more sense in 2020, than it ever had. But I think a lot of it was having to be alone and having to, if you don't have people to talk to, you do start really hearing. But yeah, when I started looking I was looking up the reincarnation stuff, and I'd seen how far the reincarnation had come and how many people were into it. It was just like, whoa, it was crazy. And, how many people use it as a healing what is that called? Modality. They use it to heal. People have understood now, like, your past lives affect this life. And so a lot of people are getting those past life regressions and stuff. And there has been so many people that when they were doing it, because if they do that BHQ or QHHT, then they talk to their higher selves. They can look into the future. It's a lot more in depth than just, a regular past life regression, I guess. And so there was so many people that all kept talking about this solar event and what was going to happen and how it was going to happen and how, what was going to happen to the people who weren't at the right vibration. Just so many people that this one girl started going on YouTube and telling what her clients were saying, because she's like, they all keep saying the same stuff. This is weird. Like, there's got to be something to it. But, people are always looking outside of themselves. So anybody who puts themselves out there like this, putting myself out here, anything that I say, then somebody can try and, like, I don't know, like they hold you to it or whatever. And, it's like, hold me to my opinions or whatever. I don't care. But, people, especially if they say, oh, I think this is going to happen in this time period or whatever. Oh, man. People go in for the kill on those people. Destroy them. And it's like, why? Can't you understand that they're just guessing? They're trying to, I don't know. I don't know if people think, oh, there's fortune tellers out there who can give us exact days and time. You guys, come on. Just go into your inside self, You'll get the information you need. But anyways, there was a lot of people who kept seeing the solar flash and I kept seeing, like, what the world is going to be like in the future. And I don't know. In my own head, the way I see it is, what I feel like is shown to me, because like I've said before, I don't think my brain is just up there just coming up with its own little things. I think it's a receptor, it's a communicator, it's a receiver. I think it is, there's more to our brain, I think. What do they even say? We only use what percentage of our brain? Like, if you're in meditation and communicating to the other side, I wonder what your brainwaves show then. I bet you there's people who are studying that. There'd have to be. But, anyways, that's what I see my brain as being. And so I see it as, communication. I'm not just creating thoughts. I'm not telling myself how to do some of these things I don't have no idea how to do. It's coming from somewhere out there. They're telling me, do that, do that. Oh, go over there. That's over there. Oh, just use that. And then sometimes I'll be getting so frustrated. I'll be like, oh my God, why aren't you guys helping me? And, you know, because you got to ask. You got to always ask. You know, you can get caught up in a job and you're not asking. And then sometimes, you know, you got to hear. Because sometimes their answer back is just so, like, it's stuff you don't even see. But that's how I'm like, okay, there's people outside of these eyeballs that are seeing for me. They are seeing things and they are telling me. The more I listen, the more I can understand and know, because of things that I see as important, you know. Like there's things I lost in a brain injury, but I don't see them as that important as I did before, you know. Losing track of time and, you know, memory. I mean, there's a part of that that's a blessing, to lose your parts of your memory. I mean, there's some things that are bothersome, you know, like you'd like to hold on to some things, but you know, I mean, the one lady told me, you know, if I really want to hold on to a memory, to just try and attach it to something that's there. Which, you know, there's things there. There's like, I don't know how memory works or whatever, but it seems like tentacles or something, like they're all attached to different things or whatever. But if mine don't attach, they just disappear. So lots of things just disappear. You know, you don't take the time with every single thing that happens to go, okay, if I remember this, okay, if I think about my kitchen, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't do that all the time. But I sometimes will even try that if there's something I really want to try and remember, but especially night. Yeah, that going to sleep thing, that when they showed that in that 40 First Dates or whatever it was, and every time, like, she would go on the date and then she would go to bed and then she'd wake up and she wouldn't remember him. I'm not that severe, but definitely there's something about when you go to sleep. It's just like, okay, clean slate, get up. That's why, like, if I'm really bothered about something, I always am like, all I got to do is just wait till tonight. I'll go to bed. Won't even bother me tomorrow. And see, that's good. I mean, that's a blessing. I mean, even that is out of that movie, that Spotless Mind or whatever. You know, of you know, they were going in to try and get memories erased. You know, I don't have to do that. They just erase themselves. But anyways, even when things seem like they're horrible and you can't imagine life ever being better and you're just in extreme loss, it's just because you haven't seen the other side yet. There's another side once you get through it that is just like, oh, this is what you guys were trying to show me. Oh, this is so much better. I do like this. And, you know, I just think that there's a lot of people, you know, who are fighting it. But a lot of people are just, to me, I kind of, in my head, I kind of feel like there's, like, if you imagine a whole bunch of robots and they're all shorting out and they're just walking around hitting into the walls and hitting themselves in the head and stuff. That's how I kind of see humanity right now. Like, they're all shorting out. They don't even know what the fuck. I heard somebody call it that we are in the zombie apocalypse right now, because all these people are just zombies. They're just like, they have no clue what's going on. And that is the biggest reason why I don't want anything bad to happen to them. It just, you know, in a three-dimensional thing, you know, of thinking about things, it doesn't seem fair. And it's spiritual, you know, I mean, you got to release that stuff, but still, it just seems, but that's what we're here to fight for. We're here to fight to free humanity, you know. You see, this enslavement is bullshit. It's been way too long. And, you know, I don't know, it's all with timing, everything. And this has been playing out for a long time, because when that calendar ended, you know, when we were all like, oh, is it going to be like the world's going to blow up? The calendar's over. That's how trained we are with the calendars and the clocks and stuff. We're like, they did the same thing on Y2K, I think they called it. And it was, I think it was when it was going to switch over from 1999 to 2000. They're like, oh no, computers can't do that. They won't be able to do it. And the world's going to end. We're done for. If the computer can't click it over to 2000, Fuck it. We're done. She's having such a mood with Trixie here. Oh my gosh. Watching these two dogs. That's another thing. If you got nothing to do, just get a couple dogs and just watch them. Oh, they are. The way they interact with each other, and you can just read so much with their language and stuff. And it's just so crazy because so many people think that dogs are, my thing, thinks that dogs are stupid, you know, because they won't listen to what, and they're screaming at them and screaming at them. And it's like, dogs have their own communication. They are also intelligent beings, even though they don't go to work and put on clothes and shit. You know, maybe they're smarter than us because they don't do that. They just go out and live their life. They'll scrounge their food, live where anybody will let them sleep. You know, they don't care. They'll go outside and sleep in the dirt. They don't fucking care. You know? Okay, please stop. Scooch back. But dogs get this weird thing over space. Like, they've got to be, you know, they pay a lot of attention. Who is like 1 inch closer to me? That is a big one. You know, if there's one human and 2 dogs, then it's like, okay, I'm the I don't know, the sidekick of the human. And they'll both try and like, and Stella, you know, she knows that she's my little kiddo. So and she's very alpha. So, you know, she's constantly bitching at poor little Trixie, who's just, oh my gosh, she just bounces around and barks. Oh my God, I don't know how that girl does not get hoarse. I think I'm hoarse from all her barking. Probably because I keep on going out there and going, Trixie. You go out there and you say it, and she'll be quiet for a few minutes, but then she's just right back. Rah, 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 rah. She just doesn't even take a break. It's like, oh my God. And I got neighbors who are, you know, don't forget I live up here where, you know, this is Wild West still. These aren't citified folk. These are, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. They've got no problem coming out with a gun to tell you. And, you know, they'd have no problem shooting a dog. That's for sure. Those threats go all the time. Not to mine, but I see other people talking about it. And let's see, there was something else I wanted to say. But there's so many things I want to say. I've got so many things on my mind. I feel like I'm a balloon about to pop. Oh, and I just feel like also, you know, the energy that we're riding right now as a collective, you know, it's intense. This is intense. Like, I don't know. I really hope that, I mean, there's going to be so many things that are about to be exposed. I just hope that that as they're being exposed, the curtain is completely open and everybody gets to see. I just hope this is like the next step. I'm sick of this. I feel like that we've all been sitting here like in some swamp trying to keep afloat. And it's like drowning us. So swampy and smelly and disgusting. So, that's why I feel like I covered a lot of things like part way. Got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll probably go back and look at my bathroom some more. When you do a thing like that, I swear to God, you just feel so resilient. You feel so like, oh my God, I'm so accomplished. I can't believe I did that. You got to keep going in and looking at it. Is it real? Did I really do that? That's what I got to do. Just go in and take some pictures and then just sit here and look at it. I guess if I get up and walk, then it just gives me exercise. Because you don't get enough of that in quarantine, that's for sure. There's a lot of, I just do little workouts in my living room. Like with weights or yoga or whatever. But let's see. I think that's all I can think of to say. So have a great day. And please don't get any of these. And please stop wearing these. And please start looking into things. And please start getting in touch with your inner voice and your inner guidance. And, you know, hug somebody today. Let's just all get unified. Let's just stop listening to them tell us that we're different from each other and that we need to hate one another. Let's just remember we're all human beings and love each other. Okay? So have a great day and love each other. Talk to you later. Bye.